Victoria remained in bed feeling bad, so Cole prepared her tea at the tack house. He expressed his pride in Claire for not simply delegating the tasks to staff members but insisting on being present for the arrival of her new horse, Seeker. During their visit, Cole and Claire discussed the holidays. Claire claimed that the greatest gift she could have received was Victor's acceptance of the possibility of Cole and Victoria being together. Cole claimed that his and Victor's shared goal to keep their families safe was a point of agreement. He went on to say that he and Victor had the trait of ferociously defending those they care about. Cole acknowledged, "And that's one thing about him that I admire." Cole clarified that although Victor had flaws, his family came first. Claire concurred that Victor prioritized the Newmans even after she expressed her displeasure with his treatment of Kyle. Cole reassured Claire that his commitment to Victoria and to her was equal. Denise informed Nate, Audra, and Amy that she had news on Damien when they met with her in Los Angeles. She claimed to have discovered a pattern: Danglar's properties managed every apartment he had ever occupied. Furthermore, Monte Cristo Investments has been the umbrella organization for all of his employment. It was no coincidence, in Denise's opinion. Audra questioned why Damien would switch jobs inside the same organization. Nate believed he could be aware. Admire Days, B&B, General Hospital, or other soap operas? Participate in the discussion on our SC boards. To interact with fans and start a conversation right away, click here. Nate made reference to Danglar, the protagonist in the classic The Count of Monte Cristo. Amy recalled that as a child, Damien had read the story. According to Nate, it was about a man who became wealthy after being wrongfully imprisoned. Nate clarified, he breaks free, recasts himself as the protagonist, and embarks on a mission to exact revenge for his unjust imprisonment. It couldn't be a coincidence, according to Audra, and Damien must have drawn the same conclusion if he was half as intelligent as Nate. Amy vaguely remembered wearing Damien's number 34 basketball jersey while she was in school. According to Nate, the character in the book was called number 34, which is the number of his jail cell. According to Amy, Damien adored the book, which is why he picked the number. He read all the classics, she said, and would quote passages from them. He loved that book so much that it stood out, but you couldn't possibly listen to them all, she said. Nate advised them to get in touch with Damien in order to comprehend the significance of everything. Denise texted Damien's phone number and address. She gave Nate all the details she knew about Damien, including his residence and place of employment. Amy was reassured by Audra that she should trust Nate if he said he had this. Nate revealed that he would approach Damien and pretend to be seeking new employees for Winters, then craft a request to someone with Damien's background in order to get in touch with his half-brother. In order to provide Damien with a reference, Nate included information about how he would locate a former co-worker. Amy asked Nate to promise not to bring her up. Adam and Chelsea entered the ranch house and engaged in lighthearted argument over Chelsea's scarf. Victor entered and watched them teasing each other. He informed them that he had just returned from seeing Connor play hockey at the pond. Victor requested a private conversation with Chelsea. Chelsea warned Victor not to assume there was more to what he heard when he stepped in, but that she didn't know what he heard either. She claimed that although there was no romantic relationship between her and Adam and that they were not getting back together, they were in a better position for Connor's sake. That's unfortunate to hear, Victor thought. Victor reiterated to Chelsea what he had said to Adam, that reconciliation was best for both Connor and them. Victor said they ought to think twice before blaming Sally Spectra for their separation. He believed that they had all experienced a great deal together and that Chelsea had changed. Victor believed that Adam would gain a lot from being with Chelsea and admired her for enduring hardships. Victor expressed his desire for Chelsea to rejoin the Newman family. Victor pondered whether Adam told Chelsea that he had extended an invitation to move into the new home. Victor stated that they could all live there as a family and that Connor would grow up in a wonderful environment. Chelsea stated that although she could understand how it might benefit Connor, she and Adam had too much bad history together. Let the past be the past, Victor advised her. Adam still had feelings for Sally, Chelsea informed Victor. In any case, she didn't believe it would be the greatest place for her to live. Adam and Connor entered. Victor remarked that he bet he would like to live on the ranch after Connor expressed his desire to visit it daily. Before Victor could speak another word, Chelsea cut him off and quickly left with Connor. Adam paused to inquire about Victor's conversation with Chelsea. Victor explained to him that he was attempting to persuade her to let Connor live there. Although Connor resided with Chelsea, Adam reminded Victor that he would be moving into the other ranch house as soon as the new year arrived. Victor told him he loved it and gave him a fist pump. Adam had to leave when Cole and Claire entered. Adam was going to move into the ranch house, Victoria informed them. Claire sent Victor another thank you for the horse. Claire persuaded Victor to join them on their way to Society for lunch with Nikki and Lauren. He said no, but before they departed, he wanted to speak with Cole. Claire continued after Cole promised to meet her at Society. When they were alone, Cole thanked Victor once more for respecting and accepting his love with Victoria. Victor told him, "Cole, you deserve that." Victor had done something to annoy Cole, so Cole hoped he hadn't asked to speak with him alone. Victor gave Cole a drink and added that he was glad to have him in the family and that nothing had changed. "Are you interested in joining the company? What is your preferred method of joining Newman Enterprises?" Cole was surprised by Victor's question. Cole should be in charge of their publishing sector, he argued. Chelsea, Adam, and Connor enjoyed hot chocolate at Crimson Lights. Chelsea informed Adam that Victor wanted Connor to stay at the ranch longer while he went to grab lunch. Victor wants to see them reunited as a family, Adam added. Chelsea pointed out that Victor had told her the same thing, but she had told him it wouldn't work. Adam questioned Chelsea's continued denial of the facts. What transpired in Baltimore, he believed, had a deeper significance and might have been love. Chelsea disagreed, claiming it was simply a matter of coping with suffering. She appeared afraid, according to Adam. Chelsea was concerned that the incident might again. She mentioned that he was clinging to her in an attempt to feel better because they had lost Sally and Billy, which caused them to experience pain once more. Adam maintained that this was not the case. Adam remarked, "You think I'm conflicted, but when I look into my heart, I see only one thing." He assured her that if she could see past the suffering and desperation, she would realize that one moment of weakness shouldn't keep them from living happy lives for the rest of their days. "What are you asking me to do?" Chelsea pondered. "My father has offered me a place to live on the ranch, and I have accepted." "Chelsea, come live with me. Let's build our son a new house. Would you mind giving it another go?" Adam inquired. When Nikki and Lauren met up for coffee at Society, they expressed their desire to move on from 2024 and begin anew. Lauren inquired as to Nikki's thoughts. Despite how difficult the year had been, Nikki claimed that her family appeared to be united. Lauren pondered whether Nikki was concerned that the other shoe would drop because she felt like everything was going too smoothly. Nikki was determined not to lose sight of the bright side. She claimed that Jordan was the reason she reached her lowest point a year ago. She never imagined that she would be in charge of a large conglomerate a year later. Nikki acknowledged that she keeps a gratitude diary and manifests her destiny. According to Nikki, one thing for which she was thankful was that Adam was advancing Newman Media. She also mentioned that she was attempting to get ready for the likelihood that Victor may offer Adam the opportunity to move into the other ranch house. That sounded like the other shoe dropping, according to Lauren. She reassured Nikki that she had friends to support and encourage her, so everything will be all right. Lauren said, "No matter what life throws at us, we're okay." When Claire showed up, she told Nikki and Lauren how wonderful life was and how much she adored her new horse. She questioned whether they understood what it was like to wish time could be stopped because life was so wonderful. She could empathize, Nikki told her. Since Cole adored lovely words and was missing Claire's, Nikki pondered where he was. He lingered behind to speak with Victor, according to Claire. Claire hoped Victor wouldn't change his mind about bringing Cole into the family. That might be the shoe, Lauren thought. Nikki pushed away all the bad ideas. "To the Newmans, near and far," says Victor, raising a glass in toast to Nikki and Claire. "I hope this year is the best one yet." Danny rushes up behind Christine in the jazz club and covers her eyes with his hands. As he exclaims, "Happy New Year, gorgeous," she lets out a gasp of joy. "You succeeded," she yells. Ian turns and says, "Oh, there you are, outside of society." I didn't remember to ask where, but Tessa is coughing and screams she can't breathe as she exits the front door before collapsing into his arms. Victor Newman had a way of commanding attention the moment he entered a room. On this particular afternoon, his presence was no less imposing as he strode into the executive suite of Newman Enterprises. The polished glass walls reflected his sharp, tailored suit, and his eyes, as piercing as ever, scanned the office with a calculated air. He was a man with a plan, and at the center of it today was Cole Thornton. Cole was seated in the corner office, a position he'd earned through years of grit and an uncanny ability to stay ahead of the curve. Though relatively new to the inner circles of Newman Enterprises, his reputation as a sharp negotiator and a savvy strategist preceded him. Still, the prospect of meeting with Victor Newman carried an unmistakable weight. Cole straightened his tie as Victor entered, masking his nervous energy with a practiced smile. "Mr. Newman," Cole greeted, rising to his feet. "It's an honor." Victor offered a small nod, his lips curving into a faint smile. "Sit down, Cole." "No need for formalities." His tone was as measured as his movements, each word deliberate, every step purposeful. Cole complied, though the tension in the air was palpable. Victor took a seat across from him, folding his hands on the sleek wooden desk that separated them. For a moment, the elder businessman simply observed, his gaze assessing, as though measuring Cole's worth in those few seconds of silence. "I've been watching your work," Victor began, breaking the silence. His voice carried a gravitas that made even the simplest statements feel like declarations. "You've made quite an impression." Cole felt a mixture of pride and apprehension. Praise from Victor Newman was rare and never without purpose. "Thank you, sir. I've been fortunate to work with a great team here." Victor's eyes narrowed slightly, as though testing Cole's humility. "Modesty is admirable, but let's not undervalue your contributions. Your ability to close the Jenkins deal was no small feat. That's the kind of initiative I look for in my people." Cole's heart quickened. Victor's people were an elite group, handpicked and groomed for greatness. "I appreciate that, Mr. Newman. It means a lot coming from you." Victor leaned back slightly, his expression unreadable. "Tell me something, Cole. What drives you?" The question caught Cole off guard, but he recovered quickly. "Success," he said after a brief pause. "I've always been motivated by the challenge of achieving more, pushing boundaries, and creating something meaningful." Victor's lips twitched into what could almost be called a smile. "Good answer. But success comes with its own challenges. Are you ready for that?" Cole met Victor's gaze, his confidence building. "I've faced challenges before, and I've come out stronger each time. I believe I'm ready for whatever comes my way." Victor nodded, seemingly satisfied with the response. He leaned forward, his hands still clasped. "I'm offering you an opportunity, Cole. A position that requires someone with your drive and vision. You'll report directly to me, overseeing some of our most critical projects. It's not a job for the faint of heart, but I believe you have what it takes. Cole's breath caught. The weight of the offer was staggering. To work directly under Victor Newman was not only an honor but a career-defining opportunity. I'm honored, sir, he said, his voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions. What would this role entail? Victor's expression turned serious. You'd be handling high-stakes negotiations, managing key partnerships, and ensuring that our strategic goals are met with precision. It's a role that demands loyalty, discretion, and an unrelenting commitment to excellence. Cole nodded, his mind already racing through the possibilities. I'm confident I can deliver on those expectations. Victor studied him for a moment longer before standing. Cole followed suit, sensing the meeting was nearing its conclusion. Good, Victor said, extending a hand. Welcome to the inner circle, Cole. Don't make me regret this decision. Cole grasped Victor's hand firmly. I won't, sir. You have my word. As Victor exited the office, leaving Cole to process the monumental shift in his career, he couldn't help but feel a surge of determination. This was his moment, a chance to prove himself on the highest stage. And he was ready to rise to the occasion.